Discover how Apple users can redefine their workspace with one monitor choice. Ultra-wide monitors offer a panoramic view, enhancing productivity and immersion. For Apple users, they're a potential match for the ecosystem's focus on seamless integration and a superior visual experience. Isn't it fun to think about how small Macs are getting with the new Mac Mini, which is so popular? I see that in the stats here on this channel, but being able to pair that power and that smallness with something more immersive and huge, like an ultra-wide. If you haven't paired an ultra-wide with your Mac for a while or you've never tried it, now might be the time to reconsider. Because syncing with macOS, an ultra-wide could push Apple's renowned design ethos to the edges of your vision, literally. It's no secret, Apple fans crave streamlined setups. I do, you do, we all do. But ultra-wides offer this in a different way, by reducing desk clutter and cable management. Here you got heavy elderberry 9585 showing off his setup. Of course, ultrawides come in a variety of sizes and shapes, but clearly if you have one big monitor and not multiple, that does reduce the cord clutter. As you're thinking through why you might care about this, multitasking becomes super fluid with an ultrawide, especially with macOS features like split view, which could potentially boost your efficiency by up to 30%, according to Forbes. But honestly, you don't need Forbes to tell you that. I'll just tell you myself. I had a 49-inch ultra-wide, which broke during a move, and it's time to get another one. That's why I'm kind of making this video, because I loved that thing. Not just for the looks, okay, but for the productivity gains. I think one angle that people miss is that the immersive experience of an ultra-wide can make work feel like less of a chore. Think panoramic vistas on your desk. And actually, with Vision OS, Apple just brought a new update, which gives you this new virtual ultra-wide experience. Now that's not what we're talking about. That's very panoramic, even more immersive. But of course, the Vision Pro is actually a lot more expensive than just a regular old ultra-wide, isn't it? And of course, there's nothing preventing you from being creative and hooking up multiple ultra-wides. But here's the thing though, ultra-wides aren't just larger. With resolutions like 5120 by 1440, they can provide a canvas that's wide enough to mimic dual monitors, but without the seam. So that enhances your visual continuity. I really like that. So I would say this setup can transform how anybody works, but especially if you're a creative, think about being able to fit an entire timeline on your ultra wide without having to scroll back and forth and pinch in and zoom out to be able to see all your assets right there. It's pretty crazy. If you're a finance person, then think about having all your spreadsheets right there in front of you too, all your data available at a glance instead of having to go through all the different tabs. In a way, I feel like it's the iPhone edge-to-edge screen philosophy, but applied to your entire workspace. I think that's the potential of ultrawides for the Apple aesthetic. Right, whenever Apple debuts a new iPhone or iPad, they're like, hey, you're gonna get a little extra screen space and less bezels. Well, if you spread things out on your desk, you get extra screen space and the bezels are pushed way out. So whether or not they're actually smaller than your current monitor or not, it's not really the point. You're gonna see more of what you want to see and less of those bezels. And I'm really hoping that this ends up influencing how future Apple hardware gets designed. I'm really pushing for more integrated, expansive displays in Apple's product lineup. Apple does have some cool displays available right now. The Studio Display, the Pro Display XDR, got the new Pro Display coming soon, I think. You gotta stay tuned for how I think this could transform your Apple-centric workspace now and in the future. But first, what's a product that people love, love, love? Well, my productivity course, which helps Apple users get more done in less time with less burnout. It's not my only course though. I've got a course on Apple's Freeform app, which will help you go way beyond the basics, as well as an AI bundle that'll help you take advantage of all the opportunities AI is about to unlock for all of us, which you can currently pre-order for a nice discount. But all of my courses are linked up for you down in the description, so check them out. Apple users might end up finding when they try an ultrawide that it's not just a luxury, but an actual productivity booster, maybe the best way to be productive in the Apple ecosystem. I actually found a study from Display Ninja, I'm gonna read it so I get it right, that says that the 21:9 aspect ratio can increase productivity by allowing more content visibility without resizing. So this isn't purely about extra screen real estate, is it? What I'm saying is you get an Apple-like experience where you have functionality that meets elegance with an ultra wide. Or maybe the right way to say that is with the right ultra wide, right? I'm actually really wondering if Apple is not going to make their own ultra wide at some point. Now, I don't have a specific rumor or anything that's telling me that. This is a gut feeling because it just makes sense. So you have to let me know and let Apple know while you're at it. Would you buy an Apple ultra wide monitor? And would you rather have that or what Apple's currently putting out? I actually came across a really interesting statistic on this over on LinkedIn. There was a graphic designer who did a test, and they decided to see if they integrated an ultra wide, what sort of a difference it would actually make for them. And it actually ended up making them 25% faster, according to them, than not using an ultra wide. And I feel like I can really relate to that, because just being able to not have to switch into and out of apps or to zoom in and out for different contexts, it's a game changer, right? If you can have everything open at once, and my favorite thing to do on a huge ultra wide like the 49-inch is to have like 3 different split screen experiences, and sometimes 4, sometimes I would have up to like 6. It totally depends on the task that you're doing, but that's the beauty of it. It's so flexible, and you have to simulate this otherwise. If you just have a regular studio display, for instance, which is good. I have nothing against a studio display. That's what I got right over here, and I'm very productive on it, but you have to use like virtual, desktops in order to do that. And you're like 3-finger swiping here and back. I am all about ultra wides, and I'm feeling like it's time to head back in that direction myself. So if you have some recommendations, if you've been using one that you really like, drop those down below for everyone to check out.